Ladies and gentlemen, here we are with the latest and greatest update on the Brunswick Style 125. Pardon the cough. So, as you may notice, we actually have a new Ultona reproducer on this guy this time. So this is the double-sided Ultona, the one that weighs about 15 pounds, and there's the one-sided Ultona that I used that came with this machine. There's also a new tone arm, you can probably see. It appears to be brass, it's probably pot metal, maybe plated with something. Hard to tell. It's not perfectly tuned up yet, but it's swinging pretty freely, so I should be able to demo this pretty well for you. I still don't have any Pathé discs, but this is the double-sided Ultona reproducer that plays Edison, Victrola, or Zonophone, whatnot, and Pathé style discs. The Pathé is not actually a stylus. It looks like somebody actually just sort of shoved a steel needle in there at some point, but at least it has the little adjustable screw, so if I do find a Pathé stylus at some point I can stick it on there. So just to show you, I want to keep this quick, but I'll just show you this thing playing an Edison record. This is a later Edison Diamond Disc record, probably electric. I'm not too familiar with the Edison records, but this is the Midnight Waltz by Jack Stillman's Orchestra, Edison record 103039 with some sort of ID right there, 51553. Online there's a database with all the dates and names. This is, I'm pretty sure this is 1923, it might be 25. I got a few Edison records with my latest purchase of the Ultona reproducer. I got this for really cheap too, which is quite cool. So the process for getting the Ultona set up for playing Edison records is, if you're currently got it set up to play, Victor records or regular laterally cut discs, you've currently got the tone arm sort of pushed in. So what you need to do is turn this sideways without trying to break the entire machine, because that pot metal is fragile. Sort of double check that it's somewhat even. The Edison, of course, did not recommend using anything but Edison replayers because, imperfections or whatever. So the Brunswick reproducer probably isn't that great. The mica, of course, completely sidetracking. The mica has not been replaced on either of these. The mica, however, has been replaced on this one. You can see it's all shiny and new. That's the one that I replaced. I'm very proud of my work there. And this, okay, here's the next step. You're supposed to move this little counterweight all the way to the back, though I always keep it to the back because this, as I said, this Ultona reproducer does weigh a ton, and I really don't want it, gouging out my old 78s. And then finally you're supposed to pull this guy all the way out and extend it, and this is connected with a really thin little pot metal rod up and down there, so I don't want to chip that or break it, but that needs to come out as far as possible. And since I don't trust these to take good care of my Edison discs, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that sort of tracks about halfway. Looks like the Zenith should be okay there. Yeah, that should be alright. So I'm going to go ahead and shut up and play you the Midnight Waltz by Jack Stillman's Orchestra. I have got the speed set just over 78 because these are usually about 80 RPM. And we'll go ahead and have a listen. This is quite careful. I'll close the lid about halfway through the song just so you can hear the sound difference. There really is a fidelity change when you put the lid down. So here we go. And there you go. So there is, what was that? The Midnight Waltz. Very charming little piece. I'm going to go ahead and really quick, before the video's over, show you the, oh my god, the dual-sided Ultona reproducer. Hopefully this won't fall over. This reproducer is really quite scary with all these needles sticking off of it, and that diamond one has given me, the diamond disc one has given me a couple pricks, but I've been smart enough to stay away from the Pathé steel needle that somebody jammed on there. I think sort of a common trait of the, a common trait of the vertically recorded discs is that they're just, the reproduction, the distortion from the reproducer is just so loud that it's really quite uncomfortable to listen to without the lid closed or without some sort of muffling on there. Hopefully that'll focus. So there you go. That's the Brunswick style diamond disc reproducer. As you can see, there's just a little pivot there where the diamond, it's supposed to be a diamond stylus. I don't know how close that is to being still usable, or whether or not this reproducer just is near on the last legs of its life. I can't really tell without a microscope. But there's just a little pivot there, and it just pulls on a little fiber thing that's attached to the diaphragm, which is quite interesting and actually carries the sound across quite well. So I'm assuming that when you put this down on the record, the pressure and weight of the reproducer hold a tension against that, which keeps a tension against the string, the string rather, and when that vibrates and pumps back and forth, that just sort of tugs on the cable which pulls on the mica. So that's a pretty interesting design. I don't know how similar that is to the Edison style reproducers. They probably had millions of patents on that. So there you go. That was Brunswick's style of fixing that out. And I'll just show you real quick the other side of the Pathé. There's the Pathé, what's supposed to be a stylus, but it's just some steel needle that some guy threw on there. And that's just, of course, attached to the regular mica diaphragm. I'll show you, real quick, the one that I rebuilt, that I didn't get to show you since I haven't made a video of it since. There you go, that's that. It's a bit cleaner. Jeez. Focus. No. Not really. I'm sorry, my camera's a little bit on the fritz today, but it is much cleaner. The mica is very fresh, very clean. Of course, no pathe, as I said, but there's the regular screw. This one's a lot more wobbly than the other one, so I wonder if, you know, it was used more or something. Like, it sort of wobbles like this when you have it attached to the tone arm. But there's that. I don't want to make the video too long, but there is the new Ultona reproducer, the double-sided Ultona, and the brass slash pot metal plated weird tone arm that we have there. And there's that. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I'll be doing updates to Brunswick occasionally. Have a good one, guys.